Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so this morning I am sitting here. It's raining. I don't feel very good. I'm better than I was, but still don't feel great. I don't have respiratory stuff, thankfully. I'm a little stuffy, but not like bad. Mainly it's been stomach stuff. I hate having stomach stuff. It's better right now. Today's good. I do have a slight headache still, and I'm having some jaw pain, like just all along this side. So I don't know if, I think my lymph nodes are swollen. I think that's partly it. So I'm fighting something. But it's been a long couple of days, and I had overdone myself, and I knew I was going to crash, and I did. I crashed. I just did. So, working on my cross stitch a little bit today. I haven't done much at all lately, so I want to try to work on it a lot today and get a lot filled in and try to finish it by next week. I wanted to get done this week, but I haven't touched it. I've just not been well. I've slept a lot, like a lot. There have been several days where I've come in here and laid down, taken a 2-hour nap in the afternoon, then come back in and go to bed and sleep all night, and my body's just been tired. So I know sleep is good when you're sick, so I've been taking advantage of that. But I wanted to tell y'all the story of our education for our children. I went to college for elementary education, and I loved my classes, and I just thought, I'm going to be a great teacher. I love kids. I love watching them learn. I'm going to be a great teacher. I was wrong. I went into homeschooling thinking, I got this. My children are going to be so smart. I got this. And then I failed them on every level possible. And by the time my oldest daughter was supposed to be going into 4th grade, she was reading at a 2nd grade level, and not good. And it was disheartening. It was scary, because I knew by that point we had 4 children. The youngest was a baby, and I was not doing well mentally. I couldn't do it. So after very much prayer and seeking the Lord's desires in our lives, I went to my husband and I was like, I can't keep doing this. And he said, okay. So our church has a good Christian school, and I love our kids' Christian school, and I loved it then. I just didn't feel like God wanted us to put our kids in at that point. So we ended up putting them in, and started with our oldest 3, because it was the year my youngest started kindergarten. So I think my son was supposed to be going into 2nd grade maybe, and he started in 1st because his reading levels weren't so great. So I had a kindergarten 1st and 2nd that first year. They ended up having my son in between 2nd and 3rd grade. He read all the 3rd grade readers. Anyways, he ended up skipping to 3rd grade. He didn't have to go into 2nd grade after doing 1st grade, because he knew everything else. It's just the reading part. So they had him read all the, I think he had read the 2nd grade readers partly that year. He read the 3rd grade readers, or maybe 2nd grade. I don't remember. He read the readers that he needed to read to go into 3rd grade. That was it. So it was the 2nd grade ones. And he did great. He has never had a problem. He reads very well. He's a slow reader, but he reads very well. My oldest daughter, however, was supposed to be going into 4th grade, and they had to put her in 2nd grade because she just wasn't up to par reading-wise. But math, she was a genius. And when it came to science and history, we had done a lot of those things. I just really struggled with teaching them reading. So they put her in 2nd grade. She went all the way through 2nd grade, and then they just skipped her to 4th. She didn't even have to go through 3rd, because by that point her reading was up to par, and she did excellent. She went into 4th and had struggles with spelling. I think that was the only thing she struggled with. But she did really well. And she is a senior this year. And she is excellent. Makes wonderful grades. And she is my reader. She has got an entire library in her room. If you go back through my shorts, there's a short with a bookshelf full of books. Those are all her books. She's got every Nancy Drew book. She likes Lori Wick and Jeanette Oak, all the books that I read when I was a teenager. And she's got lots more. She's kind of an old-fashioned soul. So she's doing really well. My son she's 18. My son is 17. And he is right where he's supposed to be. He'll graduate next year. And he's doing excellent with school. And my 14-year-old started in kindergarten in the school. So she never had gotten behind. Everything was great with her. And she is in 9th grade this year. Hard to believe, in just a few years I'll have 3 kids graduated. But my 11-year-old, he'll be 12. Well, my 14-year-old will turn 15 next month. My 11-year-old will turn 12 in April. So it'll be my last year of having 3 teens, and then I'll move into having 4. And then a 20-year-old. Wow. Anyway, my 12-year-old did okay he went into pre-K 3, and I never wanted to put my kids in school that early. But that boy drove me bonkers because he's a very social person. And he was bored out of his mind being here with me. He just wanted to be with the big kids. And so when he was 3, we decided to put him in pre-K 3. Best decision for him. He went into that class, made friends with everybody, absolutely loved it, couldn't wait to go to school every day, and he did great. Well, he was in pre-K 3, K4, and then kindergarten. Well, when it was time for him to go into first grade, he was premature. And his maturity level, of course he was the youngest too, but his maturity level was not where it needed to be. And he went into first grade and he could not keep up. He couldn't keep up. So after the first 9 weeks, we made the decision to move him back into kindergarten for the rest of the year, hold him back, and then let him mature, and then he could go into first grade the next year and we'd see how he did. That was the best decision ever for that child. He thrived. Once he went in, he thrived. Now he has some struggles. He has some learning disabilities that his teachers are excellent. We're all working with him, but it was crazy. But that was also when we moved him back into kindergarten. Just a few weeks later was when COVID happened, and we ended up quarantining. And I was so thankful that he was not doing new material. He was doing the same material he had done the year before because he already knew most of it, and it wasn't as stressful on me because I was having to do online school with my other 3 children, and that was about to make me lose my mind. So again, why I don't homeschool. Well, my youngest is 5, and I wanted to wait till he turned 5 to put him in school, but right after he turned 4, he wanted to be at school with big kids. I would take him up for breaks and like eat lunch with them, and he'd play with the kids his age. Mom, I want to come to school. I want to go. I want to be there. So this year we made the decision to put him in K4, and he is reading so well. Like, it blows my mind. He had his reader books the other day, and he was just reading through the little books. I'm like, you just turned 5. Go, boy. So I made the right decision putting him in the school. I know that. I do love it when my kids are home, though, but their school is only 4 days a week. So on Fridays, I have all my kids here. I love that. I love having them all home. I know some people are like, y'all just need to go to school. I'm not that way. I'm the parent who loves summer break just because they're here. They're around me. And then they end up going to all kinds of camps and they're gone half the time. And my kids are older now. My oldest 2 have their driver's license now, and they're going to be more independent once they get cars. And I don't want that to happen, but I know it will. So, anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about that, about how we went from homeschooling to putting him in the Christian school and why. And I know that that was the right decision. Um, Another little part of history, which I don't know how long this is. Okay, it's 10 minutes. Um, I grew up I had three siblings, but we went to a Christian school and it was okay. The education part was excellent. There were some issues with the school, and then we moved, and my parents gave me the choice of either homeschooling or going to a Christian school that was in the town we were moving to. And I knew the principal of the school because he had been the principal of the school where I had been, and I loved he and his family. But I just didn't feel right about that school, so I decided to homeschool. I'm a very self-motivator. If you see lights flickering, it's raining and I might lose power. I don't know. But it was, I'm glad I homeschooled my last 4 years. I enjoyed every moment of it. And then my senior year, I was nearly done with all my schoolwork. I was able to work full time throughout my senior year, from February. I turned 18 that February, and so up until the summer. My husband, on the other hand, went to school here at the school where my kids go, and then he went to Africa. His parents were missionaries, and they were in Africa for 10, 11 years, I think, is when he was there. And he finished out his education there, homeschooling. Then he did some college classes there in Africa. They were in Zambia. And then he came back here, did correspondence courses for college, and worked a full-time job during that time. And then he came to Oklahoma. I was in college in Oklahoma. He came up there to audit 2 classes. He was working full-time and just wanted to audit those 2 classes at the college. And that's when we met. And I will tell the rest of our story, and I'll upload it on Valentine's Day.